The role of the Prophet Muhammad in Islam is multifaceted and profound, extending far beyond the historical figure of a man who lived in the 7th century. He is revered not merely as a messenger, but as the final prophet in a long line of prophets, a figure who brought forth a complete way of life for humanity. Born in Mecca around 570 CE, Muhammad's early life was marked by hardship and loss. Yet it was also during this time that he developed qualities that would later define his leadership and prophetic mission. He was known for his honesty, earning the title Al-Amin, meaning the trustworthy. This reputation would serve him well as he began to share the revelations he received, which would ultimately form the foundation of Islam. At the age of 40, Muhammad began to receive revelations from Allah through the angel Gabriel. These revelations, which continued for 23 years, were not merely spiritual musings. They provided guidance on all aspects of life, from personal conduct to social justice, from economic fairness to the importance of community. The Quran, the holy book of Islam, is considered the literal word of God as conveyed to Muhammad, and it serves as a primary source of spiritual and legal guidance for Muslims around the world. The Quran emphasizes the oneness of God, the need for compassion and justice, and the importance of community, creating a framework for a moral and ethical society. Muhammad's role as a prophet was not solely about receiving and transmitting divine messages. It was also about embodying those teachings in his own life. His character and actions became a living example of the principles he preached. He demonstrated humility, patience, and perseverance, often facing ridicule and persecution from those who opposed his message. His ability to maintain his faith and compassion in the face of adversity became a source of inspiration for his followers. The Hadith, a collection of sayings and actions of Muhammad, further illustrates his teachings and provides context for the Quranic revelations. Together, they form the basis of Islamic theology and law, guiding Muslims in their daily lives. One of the most significant aspects of Muhammad's role was his emphasis on social justice. He advocated for the rights of the marginalized and the oppressed, including women, the poor, and slaves. In a society that often prioritized tribal loyalty and wealth, Muhammad preached equality and brotherhood, urging his followers to see beyond their differences. His teachings encouraged the establishment of a community where justice prevailed, where the needs of the less fortunate were met, and where compassion was a guiding principle. This radical call to social justice not only transformed the Arabian Peninsula, but also laid the groundwork for the values that would spread with Islam across the globe. The establishment of the first Muslim community in Medina marked a turning point in Muhammad's life and the history of Islam. This community was not merely a religious group, it was a social, political, and economic entity that sought to implement the principles laid out in the Quran. Muhammad acted as a leader, mediator, and judge, navigating the complexities of tribal politics and fostering unity among diverse groups. The Constitution of Medina, a document attributed to him, outlined the rights and responsibilities of all citizens, regardless of their faith, establishing a model for pluralism that resonates with contemporary discussions about coexistence and mutual respect. As a military leader, Muhammad also played a crucial role in defending the nascent Muslim community against external threats. Battles such as Badr and Uhud showcased not only his strategic acumen, but also his commitment to protecting the values of Islam. However, it is essential to understand that warfare, in the context of Muhammad's life, was often a last resort. His preference was always for dialogue and reconciliation, reflecting the Quranic principle of peace. The Treaty of Hudaybiyah, a pivotal moment in Muhammad's life, exemplifies this approach. It was a peace agreement with the Quraysh tribe that, despite appearing unfavorable at first, ultimately allowed Islam to flourish. Muhammad's death in 632 CE marked the end of prophethood, yet his influence did not wane. The legacy he left behind is vast, shaping not only religious practices, but also cultural, legal, and ethical frameworks in Muslim societies. The concept of the Ummah, or community of believers, became central to Islamic identity, fostering a sense of belonging and collective responsibility among Muslims. His teachings continue to inspire millions, guiding their spiritual journeys and everyday lives. The reverence for Muhammad is not merely a historical appreciation. It is a living relationship for Muslims. He is seen as a model for moral conduct, a source of intercession, and a figure of immense love and respect. His life story, from the trials he faced to the triumphs he achieved, serves as a source of hope and resilience. Muslims are encouraged to emulate his character, striving for justice, compassion, and humility in their own lives. In contemporary times, the role of Muhammad in Islam faces challenges, particularly in the context of global misunderstandings and misrepresentations of Islam. Extremism and violence, often wrongly associated with his teachings, are stark contrasts to the principles he espoused. Many Muslims actively work to reclaim the narrative, emphasizing the core values of peace, tolerance, and understanding that Muhammad championed. His life and teachings remind us that true faith is reflected in our actions toward others and our commitment to justice and compassion. Ultimately, the role of the Prophet Muhammad in Islam is a testament to the enduring power of faith and the potential for transformative change. His life serves as a guiding light, illuminating the path toward a just and compassionate society. Through the lens of his teachings, Muslims strive to navigate the complexities of modern life, seeking to embody the principles of love, justice, and unity that he exemplified. In a world often fraught with division and strife, the message of Muhammad remains as relevant as ever, calling humanity toward a higher purpose and a shared commitment to the common good.